Is top fighter in the UFC, and he's inching his way for the belt. So I figured I'd shoot him the first question. When you got the call for Real American Freestyle, what were you thinking, and how excited are you to be here?
I'm super excited to be here. Wrestling is my favorite sport, and I have a lot of friends in Russia. We train together always, but I've never competed freestyle wrestling. Yeah, I competed when I was young, like 6-7 years old, but it's good experience for me, and I'm super excited and can't wait to show everybody my freestyle wrestling, because everybody knows how I do MMA, do grappling, but nobody knows how's my freestyle wrestling, and I want to show everybody tomorrow that I can do 10-0 everybody here.
First question. Arman, obviously talking about the belt, Dana recently came out and said you headbutting Dan Hooker kind of made it so you didn't get a title shot. Do you think that's fair?
I think so, yeah. So hopefully, today is not going to be face-to-face, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be face-to-face? So...
No headbutts today, Arman.
No headbutts today,
No headbutts.
so I learned the lesson, so... Yeah, it could be because of headbutt and pull out from the title fight, and yeah, so it is what it is.
Next question for Magomed Khabib Nurmagomedov. 5 years ago, all world saw great performance, your and Kyle Dake on Olympic Games in Tokyo. And 2 months ago, your friend Islam Makhachev took the champion's belt from New York after the great win, Jack Magdalena. And do you want and will you expect the same tomorrow after the match against very difficult and great opponent like Kyle Dake? Thank you so much.
I didn't think about this. 4 or 5 years ago, I beat Kyle. Now I think Kyle changed skills. Now I think he's ready now. Tomorrow, I don't talk more. Tomorrow I will show, inshallah. I think I beat him again.
Kyle, back here. What does this rematch mean to you, being able to run this one back? This time you have a nice shiny gold belt in front of you, so the stakes are still pretty high.
Yeah, I'm really excited to compete. I mean, I love competing, and RAF has just given an opportunity to do that. And before this, we were competing once every 2 months in some hole in the wall, and now we're on a massive stage, people watching from all over the world, and it's something that's really exciting, and it's different. This isn't just like what a little high school mat anymore, and this is something that's really big and really exciting, and I know my kids are looking forward to it in the future. But honestly, I haven't really thought about that match in a long time. It was a part of my path, and I needed to walk it, and I've learned a lot from them, and I'm really excited to go out and wrestle again and showcase what I've learned and how much better I am.
And then this is for you, Lance. Obviously, you have a lot of respect for ARMAN TSARUKYAN. You did an interview with one of my colleagues, and while you were putting him over, you also kind of cautioned him, hey, this isn't MMA, this is wrestling, it's a whole different style. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, the media, they like to switch words a lot, but I did give him his flowers and said how good of a competitor he is, how good of a grappler he is, and I know that he has wrestling background. Like he said, he's always around all his friends are high-level wrestlers. So I just love to see him in the wrestling arena, you know what I mean? I think it's awesome. He's doing all these different grappling matches and staying active, and he's a high-level athlete. He's always a guy that I watched in MMA and a guy that he competes at the highest level. So the biggest thing for me is finding the best competition. And right now, since I'm not fighting, I was like, there's no better option than just to get on a wrestling mat with this guy, and because I know how high level he is, so I'm excited to go out there and wrestle.
Question for Arman back here. We've seen you do a lot of grappling tournaments. Could this be a continuous thing for you beyond this match with Lance?
Say again the question.
Could you see yourself competing at RFA multiple times besides just this match with Lance?
Yeah, of course, I want to get the belt, who's the champion, and around 155, 160 pounds. I want to be a champion everywhere, so I became a champion in ACBJJ, and I want to be RAF champion, so I want to be UFC champion. I want to collect all belts and to be the best athlete.
And same for Lance. Do you see yourself doing a career here?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, this is towards the end of my career. I'd like to be done competing by the time I'm 40. These guys love working me like a dog, but I love it. On the other side of RAF with the talent and everything else. So, your body can only hold up so long. So I'm giving myself till 40. It was originally 35, and then COVID started. So my wife let me have another 5 years of competing, and so I think that's where we're gonna call it a day. But yeah, whether it's MMA, wrestling, whatever, grappling, I want to compete until I'm 40, and then watch my kids compete from then on.
I don't think people realize this, but Lance has a career full-time with RAF. So he's training and he's actually working with all the talent, which is kudos to him, because it's pretty hard to do when you're focused on your match and also work across all the athletes and everything else he does for RAF.
So I shouldn't beat him tomorrow?
That's a great one.
You might get fired.
Yeah, no, you're the best guy.
I was wondering for Chad and Izzy, curious, like different backgrounds. It's not just the freestyle wrestling. How important was that to do that? Get all these different styles together too?
When we were sitting down, Chad kind of touched base on it earlier, when we were with Hulk, and Hulk was just trying to figure out who real wrestlers were, and just one of the things I told him is, we speak one language internationally, and that's wrestling. A wrestler knows another wrestler, We might have different backgrounds, we might have different styles, but we all are wrestlers, and that was probably the most important thing, and one of the coolest things Hulk noticed. There's tall guys, there's skinny guys, there's short guys. There's a couple fat guys, there's just a group of different guys, and it doesn't matter. There's different races, they're from all over the world, but everybody's a wrestler that we have on stage, and that's the common denominator here. At Izzy Style Wrestling, we say wrestling is life, and to every one of these guys, you can hear the passion in their voice. You can hear, no matter if they're the internet guys, or no matter if they're former college wrestlers or MMA guys, wrestling is part of their lives, and it made them who they are. So it was very, very important to bring guys from all aspects of the world and of the sport back together to promote the greatest sport in the world, which is wrestling.
Yeah, and I would say to what Izzy just said is, like, we're trying to create matchups with different, you asked the question, with different styles, because it creates the buzz and the conversations that are happening in not just wrestling rooms, but in all types of gyms around the US. And even so much where Arman's manager, Sweep, reached out to us at 2 in the morning and said, Arman wants to wrestle. And then we called up Lance. It's like, we're getting all of the, when he was saying Arman, he wants to win all these belts. It's everywhere. We're literally, within our social media, anywhere, people are getting a hold of us from all countries and saying, we want to compete. When is our shot? So what's happening is working. We just got to keep it going.
And next question for Arman. How do you think, what is more difficult for you? Win Lance Palmer in wrestling and win in grappling Shara Bullet, who you win 10 days ago in a tournament in Yerevan?
Где будет легче?
Или где сложнее?
No, I think tomorrow is going to be harder for me because it's a new sport for me, and and Sharabulid has no wrestling. He just was defending 6 minutes because it was the bad rules for me. It was only submission, and he was hiding 6 minutes, and then he was so happy that it was draw. But with Lancers, it's a real wrestling match because we're good wrestlers, and we're gonna wrestle, not just hide, you know, because we gotta get points, and he wants to beat me. I want to beat him, and it's not gonna be draw here. That's why we gotta work, and it's gonna be good show.
Thanks so much. We will expect great, bright colors tomorrow. Thanks so much.
My question's for Arman. You obviously, your last fight was against Dan Hooker. There's a little conflict going around with Dan Hooker and Paddy Pimblett. I was wondering if you were able to, see it or what you thought about it.
I didn't see what they're doing.
Just going back and forth on Twitter.
They're on the same level. They can do that. So trash kings.
My question is for Kyle Dake. Kyle, there's been 5 years, 12 kilograms, and thousands of miles, but we are finally here. And this was the one match that you needed to have for us wrestling fans. We needed to see this, but it was a hard time knowing if we're going to get a guarantee that we were going to see it. We're now 24 hours a day. You, the rematch, please tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, this is it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I've been thinking about the match since they brought it up. I said, hey, do you want to wrestle Gotti? And I was like, yeah, let's go right away. And I've thought about it a lot. Competing the last 4 years, getting ready for the World Championships. I was like, okay, I might have to wrestle this guy. You don't know in a tournament format, but in a individual matchup making, you're gonna get it. So long as he doesn't get hit by a bus, I'll run him over tomorrow.
And Kadik, does size matter to you? I asked you this prior to your match with Dustin Plott. You said it was no problem, and you showed that it was. But when I look at Kyle Dake, that's a lot of muscle. That's a big guy you're going to be standing across from.
I not understand why Kyle Dake say everyone wait, not do you wait. Why 5 years you don't speak about this match, about last match? Answer the question.
He's saying if you wanted this match, how come you didn't bring it up?
Well, there was never a format to do it. RAF built that format, so now we can finally have the match. But I was at the World Championships, and he was there, and I don't think he medaled since Tokyo. So, I'm just excited to be able to finally get the match back.
See you tomorrow. I know my skills very difficult for you.
On that note, we'll move on to the next one.